And we're back. Hi, this is Adam Pecora, and you're tuned into Requiem for a Tuesday. Hope everything's going well. Not for me, but we'll get into that. Had a bit of a mental episode, if that's what we want to call it. Don't you worry, it's nothing but a barrel of laughs. But, alarming behavior perhaps nonetheless. So, stick around. But first, I'd like you to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Wherever you're listening to it, where you're not listening to it, I don't care. We're now on iHeartRadio. If you're 150 years old, welcome. We're on Audible/Amazon Music. So if you're poor, I guess. I don't really know who'd be doing that on there. But let's do it, Whatever. 5 stars, a sub goes a long way. Send me gift cards to sandwich places, because I like those kind of subs too. No, it's fine. Just for that one, honestly, you don't really have to do anything. I shouldn't have, but I did it, so I get what I deserve. The merch available at rfat.bigcartel.com if you are so inclined, and you can find me on Instagram at adam.rfat. It's RFAT. For you and me, baby. All linked in the description below. Me and my boy Justice got some music down there as well. Check it all out. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but I can't say I didn't try, baby. So let's talk about it. Where do I begin? We're in the throes of summer. The dog days of training camp are winding away. And, not that has anything to do with me or my life. I just Google quite a bit. Try to read a lot. I'm not grinding really at all, to be honest. But look, there's just not a lot going on. I'm starving for content. I don't like content, that word, but I said it. Because honestly, at this point, just give me something. It doesn't even necessarily have to be good. Something to just grab my attention. Something to just give me something to scream about to all you wonderful people. But there's fucking nothing. Okay? There's nothing. I'm trying to watch recently released shows, within the past few years that got some buzz, but just never really drew me in too much. And they're just still not. Dope Sick on Hulu won a bunch of awards. Lots of pods came and went about that when it was out. I was like, I just don't see it. I don't know. It seems like something about such a major thing would be even bigger. It would, you know what I mean? It would amass a cultural moment of some kind. Not the case. It had a decent little buzz. Michael Keaton, everybody's favorite man, was in it. And look, I gave it an episode or two. Just didn't hook me in. Might finish it, might not. I don't know. Is there anything for me to say about it on this show, though? Most importantly, for y'all, no. And I don't know why. I really don't. It just didn't click. Literally over the weekend, watched a full season of Glow, that show about women's wrestling, which kind of isn't. It's like a MacGuffin for a show just about a bunch of broads. Which I don't give a fuck about none of these broads. No, it's more so like they're trying to do 15 fucking things. So it's like, okay, the main character cheated with her best friend's husband, which wasn't enough. She then also had to get pregnant later just so they could then have an abortion episode. But then one of the other girls is also fucking the director. But then one of the other girls is also the director's long-lost kid. And it's like, can't this just be about wrestling? Like, it was just trying to do so much that it was almost never about wrestling. And it's like, can we just gain some footing first? We're already doing all these side plots. The only one who should have a side plot is the one whose girl's family is in wrestling. But they're never in the show. Look, it's just not what it needs to be. That's all I can say about season 1. Look, Mark Maron is great at being funny. Good hire there. A sleazy guy smoking cigs. That's Mark Maron. I mean, he was born to play that role. He can always be that. It just seems like that's like his typecast thing now. He's like the talent guy who's a dick, but he's got a soft side. I don't know. I don't know if he's done this exact role in anything else. I know he was like a talent guy briefly in Joker, and that's about it. But good for him, I guess. His acting success, I will say, has ruined his podcast significantly. I think I said that already on here. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, if I could just talk to a bunch of A-listers only, I mean, I probably still wouldn't, to be honest, but I'd book a bunch of them. So I can't blame anybody for anything. But go listen to his Two Bears, One Cave guest appearance. One of the best episodes of that show I've ever heard. Shout out Mark Maron. Guy knows how to do stuff. Anyway, Allison Brie shows her tits. Wasn't even that interesting. Couldn't believe it. You have to do a lot to make me not care about that. She lost a lot of weight since Community, I guess. I don't know what happened. But, you shouldn't have even done it, Allison. Honestly. Wasn't worth it for you either. But, whatever. Do what you like, I guess. Who am I to say? But yeah. Just not watch the whole season, not hooked. Those are all my notes right there. So it's like, what is a guy to do? It's like, I'm not going to start getting into like fucking Taylor Sheridan shows or something all of a sudden either. That's all there is to watch. You want to watch 1823 or 1923 or whatever the fuck? 1883? No, I don't. You want to watch Lioness Special Ops? It's like Zoe Saldana is kind of the most underappreciated female movie star of our time, but no, I don't want to, even for her sake. I love her. Nobody talks about Zoe Saldana. She's incredibly underappreciated. Having said that, why the fuck would I want to watch Lioness, Special Ops, whatever the fuck? What is going on? Where did he come from? I know he wrote Sicario, which I haven't seen, so fucking sue me. No, but I need to see Sicario. Maybe next week, Sicario. Can't promise anything, but Christ, there's just been nothing. I don't remember what last summer was like, but I don't feel like it was this bad. That's all I'm going to say. Before I tell the true tragic story that I've now spent 10 minutes tiptoeing around, I apologize. It's called tension building, okay? I'm a professional. Shout out Sugar Sean O'Malley, my guy, the first guy I've ever had as a UFC fan. I've been a casual like a deep casual for a while. Up until, really once the ESPN Plus deal started, I kind of started watching. First guy that really I locked onto. He just kept winning. Except for that one fight where he got hurt. honestly was good he got hurt because probably wouldn't have went well. And everybody just kept doubting the guy. And I just kept going, this is my guy. You guys aren't watching this guy like I'm watching this guy. You're seeing something I'm not seeing. And look, I don't fucking know anything. I don't really know what to look for. It's just like, is there an it factor there for me? Yes. So whatever, became my guy. Everybody said he didn't deserve the title shot, all this bullshit. Actually, people were saying that about Aljamain, and I picked him to win the title as well, but obviously got in less early. Point being, got in early from his first few fights in the UFC. Love to see him as the champ. Hope that reign goes strong. So, shout out. Feels good to get one right. Feels good to be invested in somebody doing well. So yeah, can't wait to keep following that along. Just kind of really wanted to brag that I made $40. Thanks to that. That's how you know your boy's confident. I'm putting money lines down. But, that's enough of me deflecting for my own personal embarrassment. We're just going to get right into it. That's such a good bit. I can't stop doing it now. Ever since, who did that? Last podcast, I think. Let's just get right into it. Great stuff. Look, I don't really know how to begin other than to say tequila always makes me weird. Okay? Hand up. I'm aware of it. I genuinely try to avoid it because I just get weird. Now, I'm not like sniffing panties or anything like that. Whatever you may have assumed, that's a reflection on yourself, okay? Whatever popped into your head says more about you than it does your opinion of me. But having said that, it's just unpredictable. Nothing. I'm not going to punch anybody. I'm not going to confront anybody. It doesn't get dark. Just gets weird. And the problem is, I don't have a long-term memory of any of this stuff. I wake up and don't have a short-term memory of it either. But, you pick up the bits and the pieces, you put the puzzle together, and then you move on. So, I don't have any previous examples. So, we were having a feast of a meal. Shout out Gracio's. Look, they serve nachos where the chips are little pieces of quesadilla. Just to give you an idea of what I was in for. So that was the appetizer. Quesadilla nachos. There were sides, sliders, more sides, lots of tequila. I think I had like a 3-shot mixer and took 2 more. And then we're off to the that's just a lot of tequila for a small in stature man. Apparently. I could probably drink a bottle of whiskey. It wouldn't be great. I'm not acting like I'd go drive a car or something. I might try. But I'd be more comfortable drinking a full bottle of whiskey than a half a bottle of tequila. And I don't want to do either, for the record. But, if we're talking numbers here. So, I just keep stuffing my face, slam all of it, slam Pop-Tarts. What else? Like a cinnamon bun or something, like a cookie? Something similar to maybe a muffin? I don't know. Some type of pastry happened. For sure. Then it all starts to get a little hazy. We're talking like 8 p.m. This like really is at its peak. So maybe like 9:30 rolls around. I'm kind of dozing off, in and out of whatever garbage we're watching. And before you know it, I'm in the kitchen eating something else. I don't know what it is. Even now, we tried to investigate. No idea. I then go into the bathroom. It's unclear what happened in there. I maybe peed. Otherwise, no idea. I didn't throw up or whatever. My point is just like I may have not used the toilet or the bathroom for any real reason that you would use one at all. Okay? I then come out of the bathroom, and then I'm like, hey, don't use the bathroom. There's a fork in the toilet. I'll get it in the morning. Straight to bed. Head hits the pillow. Out like a light. I don't know. I have questions now, even as I'm telling the story. I had questions afterward. But yeah, so I basically awake from dozing off on the couch, immediately shove something in my face, maybe as I take a piss. I may or may not have needed a fork. I don't think I was eating with one. I didn't have a plate. I don't know where the fork came from or why I had it, how I got it. Don't know if it was, you know what I mean? Just no information. I don't know how it got in the toilet. Obviously, I just dropped it in the toilet, is the most likely. But I'm saying, why was I juggling it in a way? Like, where was the security? Why didn't I set it down on a counter? Anything? Why did I, just no information. Just no information. And then, like, why not just grab a towel or whatever you're going to try to do to get it out? Why not just get it out, wash your hands, and then go to bed? Don't know. I don't know. I thought it made sense to be like, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna take care of this I guess I was like, I got to be sober to deal with this. I thought I would make a mess, I guess, is vaguely what I remember thinking. Needless to say, I woke up in the middle of the night needing to, let the demon loose. Had to drain the sea monster, as Pirate Steve once said. And I didn't think about it. I didn't remember at all. And I didn't see it. And I just took a piss and went back to bed. Flushed the toilet. Had no idea. I think I probably went back and used it 2 or 3 more times, maybe, before the lady wakes up. And she gets up and uses the bathroom, doesn't say a word. I then, finally, after a coffee, really have to back up the dump truck. If you know what I'm saying. I had to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, as they say. I had to plunge that toilet a lot. Didn't help that I had a big load I was dropping off, and I couldn't have been more stressed out. I'm like, why? How is it so clogged? This is standard business that I'm conducting in here. Anyway, so I have to I plunge for about, I'm in there for like a half hour with a mix of shitting and plunging, because I literally had to I was like, how was it that big? I'm not even done yet, let alone paper. I'm not even done yet. And I had to get up and plunge and get back down, plunge. You know what I mean? It was like brutal before I could even finish, let alone wipe. Whatever. We get it. I get it all done. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on in there. And she's like, and immediately it all sunk in. And she just goes, well, what did you do about the fork? And there's just a long pause, and I just smile, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that at all. And she's like, wait, what? I went and used the bathroom and just assumed you took care of it. You said you were just going to wake up and take care of it in the morning. And so I assumed you just meant that. And I was like, oh no, sweetheart. I had no idea that happened. Didn't even cross my mind. I can't believe that you trusted me, frankly, to just handle that and remember that. So yeah, looked into it. Turns out you can't just flush stuff down the toilet and then it's gone, as it should be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't be. But I just found that out. I'm 28 years old. I mean, I still don't really understand how the entire process of the flush to the refill to the how any of that works. I don't know what any of the parts inside of a toilet tank do. So I can't even really pretend that I've learned that much. But I learned that stuff doesn't just flush down your toilet. So that's annoying because I was like, oh, it should just be gone. We could just move on. Not the case. Anyway, long story short, you need a really long snake tool. My landlord owns a bar. He's like, you won't believe what people flush down the toilet at the bar. So this is fine. I'm like, great. But I had to lie and say that the cat knocked the fork in the toilet. I was like, I don't know why there was a fork in the bathroom, but he knocked it in the toilet. Is that believable? I don't care. I don't care. I couldn't have been like, hey man, I was drunk and I threw a fork in the toilet and then forgot. Like it's just too stupid. So I'd rather have a stupid lie. I think that was the right choice. But we recovered the fork. Threw it all in the garbage. And that was that. Ended up with a bunch of scratches in the bowl. So right after I hop off this, gonna live my life of luxury and try to scrub all those scratches out. So yeah, get me some tequila if you want to see a show. I guess is the lesson this week. So take that info, do with it what you will. But your boy was struggling. I also forgot to replace that fork, so I have some more shopping to do tomorrow. At least I didn't fuck up the entire plumbing system for an entire building. I think that's, that's good news overall. Let's see. I'm looking at some headlines here. Try to finish this up on someone else's embarrassment instead of my own. Donald Trump's bond, $200,000. That's not very much. If somebody's rich, so just don't set it. I don't know what bond is anyway. Who cares? What are you going to do? Put him in jail? What's that going to do? Oh, he's playing tennis. Like, it doesn't matter. Him and Bernie Madoff. Or he's dead. Either way, you get the point. Doesn't matter. Biden visits fire-ravaged Maui as search efforts continue. He's like, when's the luau? That old fuck. I wonder if he knows that Hawaii's a state. You know? That didn't become a thing till the 50s. He was already like 48 years old. Might not remember. Drake reveals For All the Dogs album cover drawn by 5-year-old Adonis. Yeah, whatever. I mean, who cares? You're never going to live down the fact that Pusha T revealed that you're a piece of shit for the way you handled the way that kid was born, so you could try to act like you care about him all you want. I will never think that you do. And that won't affect you at all, so we'll just keep moving on. The Kid Rock Bud Light thing is funny, but I also think it's funny that anybody thinks he actually gave a shit. You know what I mean? Like, he just knew what would get the right-wing people fired up, so he shot the can. He doesn't give a fuck about Bud Light or any agendas. He just knows what's going to make him look great amongst his crowd. Of course he was drinking Bud Light. These people don't actually, like, abide by the things that happen. I mean, it's pretty remarkable how seriously people take stupid shit in public. It's like, he's an entertainer. He knows what he's doing. Anyway. Good Burger 2 drops first teaser for Paramount Plus sequel. Do I even want to watch that? I'm going to watch that and report back. Pause. Okay, so that was truly just a teaser. Didn't reveal nearly enough info. Looking pretty wacky, like to an unreasonable extent, to where it's like, we're trying really, really hard as adults to make this movie for kids, and we don't know what kids want. Doesn't seem like there's any nostalgia for the people like me who want... Look, Good Burger is a less ridiculous movie than you think, and it's better than you remember or think. Still, obviously, a very immature kids movie, but not as much as you'd think. And there's actually kind of a real plot, and I'm guessing we're not going to get any of that in this. But we'll see. We'll see. I would love for it to be good, but it looks like it will be bad. Find out on Paramount Plus, I guess. All right. That was exhausting, honestly. Still kind of in shock that happened. I laughed for like an hour just thinking about that. Just a fork in the toilet is really just comical, you know? You've heard of a fork in the road. Get ready for this. Yeah, none of these other articles are very good. The CDC confirms the healthiest fruit in the world isn't one you'd expect. Then there was a tomato. It's like, that's not that crazy. My guess was avocado, not even on the list. So, would have made sense to not expect it. Anyway, that's been this week's episode. Hopefully I will watch something that is worth screaming at y'all about. If not, I'll finish that bottle of tequila. And hopefully I'll have some more fucking stories that will keep us going. Reminder, Episode next week. No episode Labor Day weekend. And then should all be as normally weekly from then on. If that made any sense. But you get the point. No gaps after that I can foresee for now. So not a lot of information there. Rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday. We really appreciate it. Share, spread the word. Let's get some more fucking people on this. We're on more stuff now. Lots of good stuff in the description below. Check it all out, please. And hope you're back next week. Remember, I are fat, you are fat, we are fat. Calculated.